is Thursday, May 19th. Welcome to the On Deck podcast presented by LineStar. I'm Shannon Sommerville here with Tyler Wiemann, about to break down a short slate today of
It's
games.
A mini one.
Just a mini slate.
Little guy.
But still plenty to get to. We'll also get to your home run calls and prop bets for the day. First things first, so we got some stories. We got to fill this show because we don't have a lot of games. So there are some good ones.
There are some good ones. We had Davies yesterday.
Davies had some drama yesterday. Of course, the update on that situation
Karma bug hit.
Karma got him.
Mm-hmm.
The baseball gods delivered justice yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So after he had ghosted his wife
for a year.
He got lit up by the Dodgers
Yep.
yesterday. So, sometimes karma will get you. That's why you have to treat everyone nicely. Don't ghost them. Keep things cordial, people.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the first story, Camden Yards. Do you remember a few weeks ago when the Rangers manager was trashing Yankee Stadium, saying it was a Little League park?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the Yankees have something to say about Camden Yards. Also, everyone has something to say about Camden Yards because this is a legitimate complaint. So as we've been telling you all season long, watch out. Camden Yards is not the hitter's park it used to be. They moved the fences back. They added a 13-foot wall in left field. So it's not as hitter-friendly as it used to be in the past. So Aaron Judge hit, I think, on Tuesday night that would have been a home run in 29 other ballparks. So after the game, both Aaron Boone and Aaron Judge were asked about it, and they just said basically it was a travesty, what they've done to Camden Yards. But actually, even Baltimore Orioles' Trey Mancini weighed in recently, last night, I believe, and he says nobody likes it. No hitters like it, myself included. I mean, why do you got to mess with things?
Yeah, and I mean, it's a bummer, too, because on a DFS side, like, Camden was always such a fun place to target because there would be a lot of home runs, and, that's kind of gone now.
From a fan perspective, would you rather go and watch players hitting home runs?
I want more home runs. I want more offense.
I mean,
like I love a good pitcher's duel.
Yeah, we love that.
Don't get me wrong, but
it just gets the people
all
going.
in all, yeah, and we like offense.
We do. So can we maybe fix this, Camden Yards?
And I mean, chicks dig the long ball,
Chicks
right?
dig the long ball. There you go. So another thing to make note of is I did a Park Factors video. We're editing it right now. Another factor just to keep in mind whenever you're playing daily fantasy, of course, is where they're playing. So we'll have a video on all of the ballparks and everything you need to know about all of the ballparks. That's coming out soon. Another Yankees-related story. I promise I was objective in picking the stories.
Weird.
So this is a crazy one. Yankees cut prospect accused of stealing from teammates. That was the headline.
Yeah.
It immediately grabbed my attention.
Yeah. Clickbait.
24-year-old outfielder Jake Sanford was cut from the organization last Thursday after it was revealed the former third-rounder, mind you, was allegedly stealing equipment from his teammates in order to sell it. NJ.com reported that Sanford repeatedly hounded his teammates for bats, gloves, equipment. A source said Sanford accepted money from prospective buyers, and I believe how he got caught was that he never delivered the items to the buyers. So then they got upset, and things went from there. I'm sure the players started noticing that things of theirs went missing.
For sure. I mean, it's tough times in the minors, and
yes, but
you got to make some money somehow.
Listen to this, though. Sanford was drafted 2019, received a signing bonus of over $597,000. Not sure what was going on there.
Which he probably burnt right away.
I guess so. So I guess he was pretty hard up for some money, just slinging some gloves on the side. I mean,
what are you gonna do if you're like 20 years old and just get a check for $600K?
I guess. I mean, maybe save it, invest it.
I mean, I would, but not everybody.
So, the other thought I had was, did this issue come up in kangaroo court before it came out? Like, how the clubhouse often has those little kangaroo court meetings where they bring their grievances forward. And that's my biggest question is, was this ever addressed within?
It had to be.
Right?
It had to be.
And so, yeah, the Yankees. This is actually not the first time this has happened with the Yankees. Ruben Rivera, once a prize prospect, cousin of Mariano Rivera, was released by the Yankees during spring training in 2002 for stealing Derek Jeter's glove and bat and reportedly selling them.
At least he did something valuable. Not a bunch of minor league players.
Derek Jeter's glove, right? I mean, can't blame him for that. So, anyways, interesting stories out there, but we digress. We move on to today's slate.
It's a short one.
How are you going to steal Derek Jeter's glove? Like, he's not going to notice. He's the captain. Come on. He knows everything that goes on. Anyways, I'll get to our slate. How about?
All right.
Let's move along. All right. High-owned pitchers for today. We'll take a look at Astros lefty Framber Valdez versus the Rangers. He's 42% owned on both sites. Now, we're just looking at basically the night slate for these. 2.93 ERA, 2.30 opponent average. Last outing, 1 earned run on 7 hits, 2 walks, 6 Ks in 7 2/3 versus the Nationals. That was his deepest outing to date. Rangers, as we know, a little anemic at the plate. So what are you seeing from Valdez today? Is he worth the ownership value that he's getting?
Well, his price isn't too high, so that's what's really driving the ownership. But he's been solid all year, 3.3 FIP, like 19% K rate. So the K rate may be a little low for his ownership. And then Texas is actually pretty good against lefties. They are like a top 10 offense versus lefties. Strikeout 21.7%. The one thing I would like to add, though, is Texas is actually hitting Valdez pretty well. In 62 plate attempts, they're hitting 280 against him. So that is one thing to think about is, you know, if you are following the ownership with Valdez, Texas has done all right with him.
All right. One other thing I read about with Valdez, Fangraphs did an article about the season he's having, and he's a ground ball machine, okay? Ground ball rate, 69.2. He's allowed just 8 fly balls this season. Just for context, the MLB average for ground ball rate is usually around 42%.
Yeah, that 69% is probably going to come down a little bit, I think.
You think so?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I don't think that's sustainable.
Well, yeah, I guess you're going to allow a little bit more fly balls than that. That's crazy, though. Those infielders are getting a workout,
Absolutely.
Man. So, just an interesting note there. Let's move along to D-backs ready. Zach Gallen versus the Cubs. 42% owned on DraftKings, 33% on FanDuel. He's been good. 105 ERA, 150 opponent average. Hasn't given up more than 2 runs in a game this season. Last outing, just 1 run on 2 hits in 6 innings pitched. Season high, 9 strikeouts against the Cubs. That was 5 days ago. So he's seeing him again. He's our top projected pitcher for LineStar today.
Yeah, and he should be. He should be the highest owned pitcher today, I think. He's coming a little bit under Valdez, probably due to salary, but he's been absolutely great, like you said. 2.22 FIP, 29% strikeout over the last 5. His StatCast data looks great, and the Cubs versus righties have been pretty average, and they have the highest strikeout percentage versus righties at 25.6.
Oh, wow.
So there is some upside here, even though he is the most expensive pitcher.
Definitely some upside with that strikeout numbers. And also the Cubs have the second lowest batting average in the month of May, so they have not been hitting the ball well.
Yeah, and the other thing is I could see that his ownership actually come down a little bit just because of the conditions in Wrigley.
Oh, yeah, wind blowing out, right?
Yeah, wind blowing out, almost 80 degrees. The ball will tend to fly a little bit more, especially in Wrigley there.
So ownership, he's got the talent of a top-owned pitcher for sure. Conditions there, though, could be slightly hitter favorable.
And, I mean, he's been a legitimate ace this season.
So good.
He's a good pitcher.
Another good pitcher. Cubs righty Marcus Strowman. Going up against the D-backs today, 38% owned on DraftKings, 14% on FanDuel. Activated off the COVID list, last pitched on May 1st, and he threw his best game of the season before being scratched. He had a 240 opponent average, so he was doing pretty well in his last start before going on the COVID list, but now he's back.
Yes.
Thank goodness for the Cubs.
Yes.
They needed him.
They do. And he's going against Arizona, who we've been picking on all season.
Right.
Bottom 10 offense versus righties, 25.5% K rate, just under the Cubs.
Yeah.
And Strowman hasn't been that great to start the season, but he has faced Milwaukee twice. He faced Colorado in Colorado, Tampa Bay, Atlanta. Okay. It's not like he hasn't faced, he's faced good teams. Over the last 20 games, his 3.59 FIP and 22% K rate totally make him a viable option.
Yeah. I've always really liked Marcus Strowman over the years. He can be filthy at times, like absolutely filthy.
Yeah. If his stuff is working, he is insane.
It's nasty.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look at some lower-owned pitchers. We'll start with Mariners righty George Kirby. This is one of the best pitching prospects in baseball, going up against the Red Sox today, 29% owned on DraftKings, just 3% on FanDuel. This is the 20th overall pick in the 2018 draft. Huge ceiling for him. Mariners brass has called him a robo pitcher just because of his excellent control. Now, we've only seen him 2 times in the majors. His debut, he held the Rays scoreless through 6 with 7 strikeouts. His last start, not nearly as impressive. 1 earned run off 3 hits, just 1 strikeout in 4 innings pitched. So where do you think he comes in at tonight against the Red Sox, who actually have been pretty good lately?
The Red Sox have been really good lately. They have also limited strikeouts, which will affect Kirby's upside totally. But Kirby in the minors has had like an over 30% K rate. So far through his first 2 starts, it's at like 20%, largely because of that last game. But he did still pitch great. I'd expect that 20% number to come up. More like 25 plus-ish would be my guess. But he has a 1.77 FIP through 2 starts, which is elite. It's a small sample size, but in the minors, he was a career 2.3 ERA in the minors. So I like him. He's going to get you a little bit different. Boston is average versus righties, and the one thing though is, like you said, they have been hot lately.
Right.
So,
yeah. Red Sox 21st in OPS for the season. Yeah. But then in May, they're up in the top 10 now. Yeah. For a lot of these batting categories.
And I mean, we knew that was going to happen. Right. It was just a matter of time till they kind of start getting rolling, and maybe a little warmer temperatures in Boston too has something to do with it.
Sure.
Which so today it's cold.
Yes, today it is chilly. So do you like George Kirby as a play today?
I do.
I like it too.
I think that, especially in FanDuel, with that 3% ownership number, he does give you the upside of a Gallen or Valdez, but at almost no ownership.
Yeah, definitely. All right. So a good option there. Red Sox lefty Rich Hill going up against the Mariners. Now, okay, MLB.com has his nickname listed as Field of Genes, as in...
Yep, that's not it.
Genes.
That's not it.
I'm just going to throw that out there. He's got a 2.89 ERA, 2.29 opponent average. Hey, he's had some solid starts. Not a high strikeout guy.
Yep.
But facing a team today in the Mariners who are 22nd in OPS, 22nd in average. They're not a bad offense by any means, but,
Totally.
Going up...
Good old Dick Mountain is his real nickname.
That's not his MLB.com nickname, but, that's what his teammates go by, I think. What do you got for him today? What do you got for the Mountain Man?
When Dick Mountain's on the slate, you got to talk about him. He has a FIP of 4. His price is super low. It's not a play I'd be looking at FanDuel, but on DraftKings, it's interesting. So FIP of 4, 20% K rate. He's going to allow you to pay up to get Gallen, and then also pay up with some decent hitters. Seattle is good versus lefties, but they also strike out 22%. So there is a little bit of upside at that 6,500 price. The one thing though is that in the past, Seattle has hit him all right. 39 plate attempts, they're hitting 297. So if you're going to use him, I wouldn't go crazy, but he's a nice little play, and you get to root for Dick Mountain.
I was just going to try to look that up to see if that was in Seattle.
It is in Boston.
In Boston, that's right. We just talked about how cold it was there.
Yeah.
So
and that's the other thing.
Yeah,
There's the weather factors going in his way there.
All right. right. So some good plays there for pitchers. Mm-hmm. So tonight, looking at stacking options. Mm-hmm. I mean, we just talked about all the pitchers, except we didn't talk about Rangers righty Glenn Otto. Basically every pitcher but him, for a good reason.
And, I mean, we're going to have to talk about him here a little bit. So we literally are talking about every pitcher on the slate.
Now we'll talk about him in terms of stacking against him, because he's got a 6.38 ERA. Otto was roughed up in his last outing, giving up 8 earned runs, including 2 homers and 4 innings of work. Hasn't gone past 5 innings. Giving up a 294 average in May. Righties slugging him at a 524 rate. Lowest projection among pitchers for the slate on LineStar. For good reason, I think. Astros are one of the top stacks.
Yeah, I mean, Astros look great. Glenn Otto's by far the worst pitcher on the slate. His FIP is around 6. He's giving up 2 home runs per 9. And not only that, even if you get him out of the game early, you have the Texas bullpen, which is terrible. So it makes sense for people wanting to go Houston and stack them up.
I mean, they've got some hitters.
They sure do.
So I'm sure everyone's going to kind of go that way. So what about the Cubs, though, going up against D-backs Gallen? Now, we just talked about how he's a good pitcher, so it's tough.
This one's weird to me. I'm surprised that there's 2 things that surprised me. One, the Cubs have a 4.8 implied total.
Okay.
Which is the highest on the slate.
That's the highest?
Yes. But they're going against Gallen.
Right.
So personally, for me, this is a point where I would probably be trying to get off the Cubs offense a little bit. Also, with Gallen being a higher owned pitcher and the Cubs being a higher owned stack, like, I also expect ownership to move a lot throughout the afternoon. So make sure you're kind of paying attention to it. But great hitting weather in Wrigley, like we said. Yeah, especially in Wrigley. Wrigley is one of the stadiums that really gets affected by weather. And if it's warm, wind's blowing out, the ball really does fly.
Yeah, you heard Anthony Rizzo when he said about Wrigley when he was going back there for, I think, one of the first times. He was like, all I remember is the wind blowing out at Wrigley. It's just a great feeling as a hitter.
I totally. And that's the thing. So Gallen has been solid. If ownership stays high in the Cubs, I would probably look elsewhere.
Yeah.
But it's risky.
Although I always love risky. You know I love a Seiya Suzuki play.
Yep. I know you do.
Love him. All right, let's take a look at some low-owned for today. Texas Rangers versus Framber Valdez, coming off a walk-off win, though. Mm-hmm. So they might be feeling a little momentum their backs. What do you think?
I like it.
You like this play?
It's a leverage play. So Framber is coming in at the highest owned pitcher. Texas can hit lefties well, though, and they've had success versus Framber before. So for me, it's a total leverage spot that I see, and I wouldn't mind exploiting, definitely with how Texas hits lefties as well.
Then we got Seattle going up against Red Sox. Rich Hill is another leverage play situation, or what are we doing here?
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's leverage because Rich Hill isn't that high owned. However, Seattle's not getting that much ownership. Rich Hill is a decent pitcher, but he can get hit, and he allows a lot of contact. So if those balls aren't falling in, or if they're falling into the gaps, teams can really kind of get on top of him. The other thing is Winker is finally starting to hit well, and that could change that whole offense. He's their best hitter, well, him or Ty France. Suarez has been hitting great. Julio Rodriguez is amazing. And the other thing is the Boston bullpen just isn't that good. Mm-hmm. And so if they're able to get Rich Hill out early, which he's only made it past 5 innings twice this year. One was he pitched 5 innings. The other one is he went 6.
Yeah. That's a good point. Sometimes I always forget to kind of think about, their bullpen, because this guy might not last.
Yeah, and I mean, Boston's bullpen has been awful. It's almost as bad as Texas or Cincinnati. Right. So I could see that play happening, and these small slates are ones you really need to kind of think about the bullpen.
Yeah, totally. All right, so some great plays there. Remember, you can optimize your lineup by using LineStar. You can go to the LineStarApp.com, download the LineStar app. We've got a brand new website. It's awesome. Updated ownership, all sorts of stuff on there to help you. It's where Tyler and I look for all our home run calls, our prop bets as well. So
daily matchup
you don't
tool.
just have to be a daily fantasy player to use it, folks.
Yes.
That's my little plug for that. It's awesome, though. So check it out. Now we move along to our home run calls for today. Where are you headed for today? Short slate, not a lot of guys to choose from tonight.
I got a little bit of a weird one today. We are going to Wrigley. It's almost 80 degrees. Wind is blowing out. And we're going to Alec Thomas. So he's hitting 360 with a 360 ISO versus righties. Strowman is allowing 42% hard contact. And with that weather, I want to go there. One thing I would like to throw out is his home run prop is at plus 870 on FanDuel.
That's great value.
Yeah, so I might have to sprinkle that one in there today.
Hey, welcome to the home run call segment, Alec Thomas. We have not used him this season.
Nope.
You know who we have used, though? Jordan Alvarez. I got to go to him today.
Come through
Astros
for us.
lefty bet going up against Rangers righty Glenn Otto. 308 ISO versus right-handed pitching. He's got one of the highest exit velocities in the game. You know, one of your home run leaders this season. He's just been awesome. So against a guy like Otto, I've got to back the bat of Alvarez today for a home run call. I think Astros could get to Otto in a big way today.
I think they should. And if not, the Texas bullpen will give it up.
Exactly. So. There you go. He doesn't have 800 odds, but I like your Alec Thomas play in terms of putting money down on a home run call. So those are your home run calls for today. Remember, you can follow along with us and retweet us on Twitter. If you want to win a prize, if one of our guys hits a home run, you win as well. So keep an eye on that as well. Now it's time for our prop bets of the day. Where are you headed for your prop bet today?
I am going to Wrigley. Staying in Wrigley. Going with Arizona.
Loving that wind blowing out at Wrigley.
Zach Gallen at over 5.5 Ks at minus 128.
Oh, we're going.
Gallen has 27% K rate. The Cubs have the highest K rate in the league versus righties at 25.6. Gallen's also hit this in most of his starts, so we're going.
I mean, he's been awesome.
He has been, and he's going to do it again.
All right. Let's go with a hitter prop here. Jose Altuve over 1.5 bases. That's a plus 115, and Altuve's actually done better against righties this season. 264 average. You know, that's not a great number that doesn't scream at you, take this bet. But what does is that the fact that he's been heating up 316 in the month of May, and he's hit this mark, this 1.5 bases mark, in 4 of the last 5 games. Glenn Otto, we've talked about how this righty is giving up a 857 OPS to righty bats this season. So if anyone's going to get to him, you know it's going to be Jose Altuve. He's going to hit that over 1.5 bases plus 115. Those are your prop bets for the day. Just one weather note for today, and one we've been highlighting all show, so you already know about it. But Diamondbacks at Chicago, 78 degrees, winds out to left, 10 to 15 miles an hour at Wrigley. So great for hitters, maybe not so much for pitchers, but Gallen's pretty good.
Yep.
If anyone can handle it, it's him. All right. That'll do it for us today. Remember to check out LineStar, linestarapp.com. Follow us on Twitter. And if you're watching us on YouTube, be sure to hit like and subscribe to keep up with all our videos, including the Park Factor one that's coming up, where we will talk more about Camden Yards. That's
Camden Yards, Wrigley, all of them. Yep.
And all the Park Factors there. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good Thirsty Thursday, folks.
Have a good one. Bye.